Hi, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Towering TBR. Today I'm going to show you my brand new bingo card. This is the third bingo card that I'll be using, and this is the first time that I've really shown off the prompts. I am going to link my Goodreads profile in the description because a couple of the tasks are for owned books, and that way you can see what I own and what you'd like to recommend. For a few of these, I have a couple of titles in mind, but I'm a mood reader, ever mercurial, and so suggest anyway, even if I have something in mind, because who knows if I'll be in the right mood for it. All right, let's look at the board. B5, an urban fantasy. So I don't really have anything in mind for this. This is a topic that I don't reach for a whole lot of. I have heard great things about Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson, but I'm very open to whatever you want to suggest for this prompt. B6, a book that involves time travel. Science fiction is probably one of my favorite genres, and I especially love time travel elements. Of course, you can recommend things that aren't inherently sci-fi, but just like a contemporary with a time travel twist. I'm really open to quite a lot. B10, a short story collection. So this is the first that I have a couple in mind for because I don't read a whole lot of short stories. The first is Friday Black by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. I read Chain Gang All-Stars by this author and am very excited to read more, even though short stories are not my favorite. The other short story collection I have is Changing Planes by Ursula K. Le Guin. I have recently discovered that I love Ursula K. Le Guin, and I feel like maybe her short stories would be great. So while I have these two in mind, feel free to suggest any other short stories that are wonderful. B12, set in space. You can tell I really like sci-fi with some of these prompts. Technically, I guess it could be nonfiction, but I really enjoy space operas. I am still reading The Expanse, so that is a possibility, but I'm open to all sorts of space adventures. B14, a Palestinian author. Due to, world events, I would really like to learn more and hear more from Palestinian voices. This could be nonfiction or fiction. I just want to learn more and become a more empathetic person. I-16 is a mostly black cover. Not gonna lie, the two Sarah Waters books I have left have black covers, and that is how I thought of this prompt. However, I have quite a few actually that have black covers, so really it could be a lot of things. I-20, start or continue a series. As much as I love sci-fi, I'm not actually a big series reader. I think The Expanse is one of the only ongoing series that I'm currently reading, but I'm keen to try some new ones. So definitely suggest all of the series that are totally worth it, no matter what the genre is. I-22, religions or cults. This is a particular fascination of mine. I most likely would like a nonfiction recommendation for this because I feel like people who leave a religion or a cult, I find those stories really fascinating, but I prefer nonfiction. I-23, a translated book. I haven't read translated fiction a whole lot recently, and I want to make a point to do so. So if you know of any great translated books, definitely recommend them down below. Reread a book from 10 plus years ago. So if you've seen my goals, which I'll link up above, I want to reread more, and one of the books that I read a long time ago that I'm planning to reread is 1984. I specifically want to reread this in preparation to read Julia by Sandra Newman, which is a retelling from Julia's perspective, but it's been a long time since I've read it, so I think I need to reread it. This is one you're probably not going to be able to recommend me things because you don't know if I read it long ago or not. N37, a 2024 front list. That's pretty explanatory. I have quite a few that I'm excited for, so hopefully that'll be an easy one. N38, a cozy book. I have recently found that I like cozy fantasy. I haven't really dipped my toe into cozy mystery yet, but I'm open to suggestions. I just like, especially if there's like really good characters and really good world building. You don't need, an epic story. I like the cozy vibes. N34, a book with a subtitle. So most likely this is going to be nonfiction. I read lots of genres, and I really would like to prioritize nonfiction as well. Something with a subtitle, possibly like super specific, would be awesome. N35, a 5-star prediction. Again, this would be difficult for you to recommend to me. G47, a middle grade. I really enjoy science fiction and fantasy at the middle grade level, and I'm always looking for more suggestions. G52, an owned audiobook. Again, I have a shelf on my Goodreads owned audio, and you can see what I have if you want to recommend from those lists. G53, read a 2023 favorites book. So one of my goals for this year is any book that made it to my favorites list, nonfiction or fiction, I wanted to read another book by that author. Because if one of their books is my favorite, hopefully that means I'll like what else they have. I will link my favorites videos, both fiction and nonfiction, so you can see which authors you have to choose from. G59, an Irish author. I have been hearing a lot of buzz about quite a few Irish authors, specifically The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. I'm quite interested in that. I also have A History of Loneliness by John Boyne, which Audrey from Audrey Approved really loved, so I'm excited to maybe pick that up. And I also have The Glorious Heresies by Lisa McInerney, and this is also Irish as well. There are so many Irish authors out there, so I am not stuck on just these. G60, a climate change book. I have a couple in mind for this as well. The first is fiction and is How Beautiful We Are by Mbolo Mbue. This is a climate change fiction set in a fictional country in Africa. And then I also have The Uninhabitable Earth by Davis Wallace Wells. This is a nonfiction about climate change. So I am definitely wanting to read more about climate change. I probably would prefer fiction. 061, a book with disability rep. This is easy. I have so many memoirs and stories that have disability represented. But if you've read any great ones, let me know. 062, a gifted book. I start to feel a little bit embarrassed that I don't get to the gifts that people give me right away. So I am trying to prioritize that with this prompt. 063, a modern classic. Knowing that I want to read more John Wyndham and more Ursula K. Le Guin, both are modern classic writers. But I'm just really enjoying modern classics and would love to be recommended whatever you think was great. 067, a mystery or thriller. Again, this is a genre I don't really read a whole lot from. I don't really care for domestic suspense. And I don't really care for it when the twists get really over the top. 068, a book by an Indigenous person. I actually have quite a few of these as well. But I really want to expand my reading and hear from lots of different voices. Those are all of the prompts on my brand new bingo board, which you will be able to see in my March TBR at the end of February. I look forward to seeing your suggestions and talking about all sorts of great books in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.